Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky reunite for a big night out amid split. Heartbreak's Kyle Richards has reunited with her estranged husband, Mauricio Umansky, amid their split. Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky just reunited at a friend's birthday party in the midst of their separation. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills mom of four and her estranged husband have been separated since 2023. But they remain on very good terms. More on that down below. Good enough to reunite for a friend's birthday party with their friends and family members. Actress Bijou Phillips took to Instagram over the weekend, where she posted a photo of her friends celebrating skincare founder Tina Chin Craig's birthday. In the photo, Tina and Bijou can be seen sitting on a couch next to Kyle's nieces, Nikki and Paris Hilton. Kyle stood behind them on the couch, wearing a black lace dress, next to her daughters, Farrah Al-Jafri and Alexa Umansky. Mauricio can be seen standing behind Kyle, smiling, while flashing a rock and roll symbol with his hands. Sexy birthday, Tina. Bijou wrote below the photo, tagging Kyle, Paris, Nikki, and Farrah. Kyle had previously confirmed that she and Mauricio are doing well during their separation as they co-parent their daughters together. Kyle appeared on an Amazon live stream on July 21, where she opened up about this and how it has impacted their three daughters, as well as Farrah, whom Kyle shares from her first marriage. "I'm really proud of how we are navigating through this separation," she said. "We're great friends and we love our daughters and we build a beautiful family, and it's nice to know that even though we're separated, we can keep it that way. It's been helpful to my daughters too, to get through this." Kyle was also able to show her support for Mauricio, a real estate agent as well as the founder and CEO of the agency, during a trip to the Hamptons earlier in the month. The mom of four took to the agency's office in the Hamptons, where she posed outside the office, while holding a coffee cup in her hand. Kyle chose not to tag Mauricio or her daughters, Farrah and Alexia, who work for the Umansky team at the agency, but instead, she chose to tag the agency as she smiled for the camera. See photos from Kyle and Mauricio's last reunion at home at Alexia's engagement party. Los Angeles nights are rarely quiet, but when Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky step out together, the city seems to lean in just a little closer. The air feels different, whispers ripple through the crowd, and paparazzi camera flashes blur into a glittering strobe of curiosity. After months of speculation, tears, and headlines surrounding their separation, the estranged couple stunned everyone by reuniting for one glamorous evening out. It wasn't a casual dinner at a quiet Beverly Hills bistro or an obligatory family birthday. No, this was a grand event, the kind of soiree that demanded sequins, champagne, and an entrance that could silence a room. And silence it they did. Kyle arrived first, draped in an elegant black gown that sparkled under the dim lights of the luxury venue. Her hair, perfectly styled in soft waves, cascaded down her shoulders, framing her face in that effortlessly chic way that made her a Bravo icon. Despite the smile she wore, there was a trace of hesitation in her eyes, the kind of flicker that spoke of vulnerability just beneath the polished surface. Mauricio followed minutes later, tall and charismatic in a sharp-tailored suit. If the months apart had weighed on him, he wore it well. His demeanor calm, steady, almost protective as he navigated the eager crowd that surged to get a glimpse. When his eyes found Kyle's across the room, the electricity between them was undeniable. Time, pain, and public scrutiny hadn't erased the magnetism that drew them together decades ago. Los Angeles nights have always carried a shimmer, a kind of cinematic glow that seems tailor-made for unexpected reunions and dramatic turns in life's script. On one such evening, Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky, once one of Bravo's golden couples, stepped back into the same spotlight together months after announcing their split. Their appearance immediately became more than just a night out. It became a moment charged with nostalgia, curiosity, and a quiet hope that perhaps some bonds run too deep to ever truly break. For decades, Kyle and Mauricio had epitomized love under the gaze of reality TV cameras. From family vacations in Aspen to backyard barbecues and Real Housewives drama, their partnership felt both aspirational and rooted in authenticity. Which is why their split had landed like a thunderclap for fans. The news felt less like tabloid fodder and more like a friend's heartbreak. And yet, on this particular night, there they were, together again, stepping into the grand ballroom of a Beverly Hills gala. Kyle arrived first, in a sleek black gown that hugged her frame with understated elegance. Her long brunette hair tumbled down her shoulders, framing a face that bore both resilience and vulnerability. Mauricio followed shortly after, sharp in a tailored suit that spoke of his steady real estate empire, the agency, and his ability to always look composed even when life's waters grew turbulent. The crowd, already buzzing, seemed to part as the estranged couple made their way inside. They didn't hold hands, but there was no denying the gravitational pull between them. Every glance, every small laugh, every pause in conversation seemed to carry the weight of history minus 27 years of marriage, 4 daughters, countless memories stitched into the fabric of who they are. At their table, they sat side by side, a careful choreography of familiarity and caution. "We're here tonight for the same reason," Kyle reportedly told a friend who leaned in with curiosity. "To support a cause we both care about. That's what matters." But even as she spoke, the truth was undeniable. Their shared presence meant more than philanthropy. It was a reminder that despite the separation, their story wasn't finished. Throughout the evening, whispers moved like currents through the room. Some speculated this was a reconciliation in progress. Others believed it was simply a sign of maturity, 2 people choosing grace and respect in the face of heartbreak. Cameras, of course, lingered, capturing the smallest of exchanges, Kyle brushing a strand of hair behind her ear as Mauricio leaned in, Mauricio's warm smile whenever she laughed. It was Kyle who first took to the dance floor, coaxed by friends and the swelling rhythm of a live band. Her movements carried a sense of release, a woman determined to reclaim her joy. Then, to everyone's surprise, Mauricio joined her. They didn't dance in the romantic embrace of years past, but rather in the easy rhythm of 2 people who knew each other's steps by heart. Side by side, they swayed, exchanged playful glances, and for a fleeting moment, it was as if time folded back on itself. The reunion didn't erase the pain of their split. Kyle has spoken candidly about the difficulties of their marriage, about needing space to rediscover herself after so many years as wife, mother, and reality star. Mauricio, too, has acknowledged the challenges, though he's often framed them with the optimism of someone who believes in love's ability to evolve. But nights like these suggest that while endings can be painful, they can also give way to new beginnings, not always in the way people expect, but in ways that still carry meaning. Friends who witnessed the night described the energy as magnetic but bittersweet. One attendee recalled, "You could tell they were comfortable with each other, but there was also this tenderness, like they're figuring out what this next version of their relationship looks like." That next version may not be marriage as it once was. It may not involve shared closets or morning coffees in the same kitchen. But it could mean a partnership built on respect, shared history, and the enduring bond of raising children together. Their daughters, Farah, Alexia, Sophia, and Portia, have always been the heartbeat of their union, and if nothing else, Kyle and Mauricio seem determined to show them that family remains, even when marriages shift. By the end of the evening, as the chandeliers dimmed and the crowd began to thin, Kyle and Mauricio exited together. Not arm in arm, but side by side. The cameras flashed, the whispers swelled again, and yet they both seemed unfazed. They were 2 people who had weathered storms, who had built empires, who had stood on red carpets for decades. This night was not about performance, it was about presence.